Digplay. E aí pessoal, bem-vindos ao canal Digplay, quem fala é o Diego. Estamos aqui na BGS com a Romina, que é diretora de marketing da América Latina aqui, da Nintendo no Brasil, para fazer uma entrevista aqui junto com vocês, fazer algumas perguntinhas que vocês mandaram para mim. Vou perguntar para ela pra gente saber um pouco mais sobre a Nintendo no Brasil. Hello Romina.
Hello.
I know that you can understand a little bit what I said, right?
Yes. I understood everything.
Oh, great. So in the next interview we can talk in Portuguese.
Yes, Portuñol maybe.
I need to learn how to speak Spanish.
And I need to learn Portuguese.
Yeah, I will try next year to talk with you
There
in
we go.
Spanish.
I like
okay?
it. I like it. We'll have goals.
Okay, so deal. We have a deal here.
Yes.
So, one more time in BGS, right?
Yes.
It's amazing. I think it's every year we have a huge booth here.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing because again we have here a new game before the launch, right?
Yes.
Talk about the Mario Party Jamboree.
Correct.
I had opportunity to play. It's very funny.
Great.
Yeah. What do you think about be here in Brazil? I like to do this question because I know that the perception is different because here we have the passion, the Brazilians have the passion with the brand. So can you talk just a little bit about the event and the Nintendo here in BGS?
Of course. So yes, we are at BGS now for the 5th year in a row. Even when there was no physical BGS, we had digital BGS in the middle of the pandemic, I remember. But every time we come, we really try to bring something special. And by that, I mean something unreleased that the fans and people can play before it's out in the market. And this year we have 2 games. We have one that's ours, which is the Super Mario Party Jamboree that will come out next week, localized in Brazilian Portuguese.
Great.
As well as we have Just Dance that comes out next week as well, which is a very crowd pleaser, popular game. Everybody loves Just Dance.
Yes.
I love Just Dance. So we always get to have something new at the booth. And we really try to evolve, and we learn a lot about what works, what doesn't. But what we really want is we try to make the experience better and better for the consumer. So it's as simple as looking at how to make better lines so people are not running into each other too. How can I put more games in this space so that more people can play? This year, we decided to look at kids a little bit more. We have more localized games that they can play, so that's great. And we have a special day, which is Dias das Crianças. And so we have a special area for little kids. Even if they don't know how to play, they can interact with our IP by either coloring books or doing memory games. So every year we try to bring something new. And it is really important to be here because we have very limited times where we can be near fans. And it's just we can't pass it up. In fact, this year will be the most times we've been here because we were at Gamescom, we are here at BGS, and most likely be back in December for CCXP.
Great. It's very important for us as well as a Nintendo fan because sometimes we already played those games, right?
Yes.
But we like to see each other. And inside of the Nintendo booth stand, it's amazing because we are in the family, right?
Yes, so it's like a community.
Yes, exactly.
Nintendista community
exactly.
Down here.
So it's very good to have Nintendo here, even for us that already know the games. Of course, have opportunity to play games before the launch, as you said, Mario Party Jamboree and Just Dance. I love Just Dance as well. Okay, so I need to dance. I have not danced yet there in the stage, but I need to. And I would like to say something regarding the translation, Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, because it's very important, right? The last interview that we did, I remember that you said we are selecting the games, how can I say, the right games, the games that have more
broad appeal.
Exactly.
The most broad appeal.
Yeah, and a Zelda game localized, it was something that
different.
And
agree.
Every time the community and the fans asked for, right?
Yes.
So now we have.
Yes.
And not only this, it's very good localization. Very good game and very good localization. And I would like to say it because sometimes we are here saying, where is the game in Portuguese? What is the next game? And now I would like to say thank you because it's amazing.
Oh,
it was
wonderful.
a very extraordinary experience to play a Zelda game in Portuguese.
Oh, that's so great. Yes, we are evolving and growing, and part of that evolution is coming out of the Mario franchise. And yes, it's got a lot of broad appeal, and this is more of a maybe gamer, RPG, more strategy. But we needed a Zelda game in Brazilian Portuguese, and this is such a cool game. I don't know how, I'm probably not as far as you are. I probably only have like 10, 12 hours in it. So, but it is very, very fun. And I think it's just like, it shows a little bit of the evolution we're trying to do as a brand. We're doing everything in a very methodical way to make sure that we can build on top of what we've built before, as opposed to running really fast and maybe crossing something off that we maybe needed or didn't do. So this is part of the evolution, very much on purpose, and I'm glad that you liked it, and I'm happy to hear that the localization was great. I've heard that actually a few times the last few days here at BGS, and that's most likely because we have Brazilians doing the localization,
Yes.
Native Brazilians doing localization.
I can say that it was an amazing work. It's excellent.
Oh,
The
I will
localization is
tell them.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward for Mario Luigi Brothership, right?
Yes.
Because we will have localization as well.
Yes, I'm really excited actually that all of the games that are coming out until the rest of the year have localization. On November 7th, we have our RPG, one of our fan favorites, Mario and Luigi Brothership. And in December, we have Fitness Boxing 3 on December 5th. And that's another localized game. So we keep adding to our library. We have about 11 now, plus the 3 we'll have 14. And hopefully more in the future.
I ask in my Instagram, my subscribers to ask some questions.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and the first one that I have selected is like regarding the suggested price.
Yes, okay.
Physical games.
Yes.
And we know that we have like digital games. The price is $299, right?
Yes.
And the physical games, $349.
349, correct.
349.
Yes.
Brazilian reals, right?
Yes.
But we are seeing some retailers selling the games with the cost $399. Even in Shopee, I don't know if you know Shopee.
Yeah, yes.
There is a store called Nintendo Official selling with the price $399. But I can see in Amazon $349.
Yes.
And I received some questions asking like, it's $399 or $349. What is the suggested price?
Great. So let's talk about why there's a difference first so everybody can understand.
Okay.
We have our price of $299 on our digital eShop on the console, and that's the official price from the company. Once we import a product in, there's additional taxes that are applied on the cartridge inside, and that is why the price goes up. So Brazil is the only country where we have a 2-tier pricing method, but it was because it's as low as we could go with the physical, but we did want the physical. The reason we introduced physical, and we introduced physical in limited quantities, but we did it because in 2020, 2021, we saw that product was being brought in here, but it was like 450,
Yes.
It was too high. And so in a way, we were trying to bring it down, set the price. It should be $349, suggested retail. Now, talking a little bit about the laws, I can only suggest a price. I cannot dictate a price by law.
Yes.
So Nintendo sells the product to a distributor, and the distributor sells it to a retailer, and the retailer is able to price anything at anything they would like. And so one of the things that we're really good at as Latinos is shop around, Google, start
Yes.
looking around, because we see different prices everywhere. It happens in Mexico, it happens in Argentina, in Chile. And another thing is, I am aware that games, even at $299 or $349, and not just Nintendo, just games are not cheap, right? These are it's like an investment. You're investing in your time, your money, and then you're gonna play, but it's an investment. And so we also rely a lot on the financing that is applied to games or hardware even. So retailers can price at whatever price they want, but they can also help the consumer, which they do, by saying, you can pay in installments or no interest, or there's a special where you buy it and you get some loyalty program where you get points or a rebate or something. So we do find more creative ways to sell in our region. But that's mostly because the retailers are creating very creative ways to make the product accessible for the consumer. We cannot dictate. We can just, as you said, suggest.
Yeah, so the suggested price keeps like 349.
349.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Another question.
Yes.
Nintendo has just announced the Nintendo Alarmo.
Alarmo, yes.
Alarmo, right?
Yes.
It's like a clock.
It's a clock, an alarm clock. Yeah.
Alarm clock. It's very fun. It's very fun way to wake up.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Talk about not only Nintendo Alarmo, but another device that Nintendo has, like, or controllers like Super NES controller, Nintendo 64 controllers that we have the users that have like my Nintendo account can buy outside in US, Canada. We want to know if we can expect those accessories, controllers coming to Brazil sometime.
We get that question a lot, and I understand, because the first time that NSO, Nintendo Switch Online, came out, it came out in the offer, the physical offer was the NES controller.
Yes.
And that was my first controller that I ever played. And so I understand the kind of like the nostalgia behind, like, I want that. And so here's where everybody understands why we don't have these kind of things. We have a lot of rewards in Brazil today, but they're usually digital rewards. They're not physical rewards. And the main reason is that to be able to have physical rewards, we would need to have a direct logistical chain. And so right now our logistical chain is not direct, it is through a distributor. And we've slowly added, and it's separate. It's a commercial chain. It's separate from NSO or Nintendo. To explain it another way, Canada, US today has a Nintendo store online. You can go to Nintendo.com and buy things. We also don't have that yet here because we don't have a warehouse here yet with product in it. So that is why it isn't here. I don't have any information on when it would be here, but I can tell you the following. Latin America is a very strategic, important market globally for Nintendo, and particularly Brazil, because Brazil has the most potential within Latin America for this brand, right? This is the biggest country, and it is a country where we're still very, very in the early stages of building even our brand, right? So your fans know us, but most of the public doesn't yet. And so I think this is part of the evolution we were talking about. It feels like a natural thing to happen in the future. We're just so much in the beginning of our evolution as a company and as a brand in this country to offer that at the moment. So we just don't have the capabilities yet.
I know. But you see, we have a lot of fans, right?
Oh, yes.
So it's a kind of opportunity. You can start to talk with Nintendo of
of
America
course,
to have a My Nintendo store or a physical store. You can imagine it. Nintendo São Paulo or something like that.
Imagine, that would be great.
Or Rio de Janeiro, because I'm from Rio, so Nintendo Rio de Janeiro, it's like a dream.
Of course, yes, I agree.
Who knows, we can try.
I agree. That's right, you never know. I suggest the following. One of the things we do is especially from those that are the fans, the Nintendistas, they're very vocal and engaged on social media. And although as a brand, our protocols do not allow us to engage back with fans, we are certainly paying attention and listening. So keep asking so you can help me make the case.
Keep asking, guys. Keep asking. Okay, great. Another question about we call like Nintendo Switch 2. We don't have an official name.
What is the name, right?
Yeah, it's like the successor of Nintendo Switch, right? Yes. We know it's like about to be announced, according to Mr. Furukawa, right?
Correct. Yes. So he said that we will have more information before the year fiscal end, and the fiscal year for us ends March 31st, 2025.
2025, yes. And I received a lot of questions about it.
I'm sure.
The thing is, can we expect like Nintendo Brazil trying to have the launch here in Brazil at the same date, like day one? I know we don't have dates, we don't have even the console announced yet, right?
I don't even know the name, actually.
Exactly, but can we dream with like, okay, Nintendo Switch, something announced and we can go to some store like the retailers and buy it to have like to receive in day one or something like that?
Right. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know because there's a lot of information that I don't know. Like, logistically speaking, of certification wise, when that would be started and how long that will take. So because I don't know the technical composition of the product, I don't know what kind of certifications it will require, right? To tell you, I don't know. But we would first need to have the product, see it, and then we could kind of guess. Because one of the things that happens with Brazil is that the product all comes from the U.S. here. The direct product comes from Washington, the state of Washington in the United States, down here. And it isn't the fact that it's a long way. It's more the fact that we have extra certifications here.
Yeah.
That's what makes things take longer, more than anything is that. And so I think it's like 100% going to be depending on the certifications that are needed, depending on the technical capabilities of the product.
Well, it means that Nintendo has plans to distribute the next console here in Brazil.
Oh, I don't know, but I would hope so. I mean,
I'm trying, guys. I'm trying to extract some information.
I know, you're really good. But you know, I think I can't answer that, but I'll answer it with something I've already told you, which is true, which is this is a very strategic country for the company itself. So it feels natural that everything would come here. Everything that's of importance would come here.
I have hope. Because we are receiving, right, all the consoles, like the Nintendo Switch Lite Hyrule Edition.
Right, or even the special bundles are coming here.
Exactly, so I have hope.
Yes, good, Diego, good.
So I think that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No problem. Do you want to, I don't know, maybe send some message to
Yes.
the Nintendo?
First, a big thank you. Thank you for all the passion and your love that you show us. Thank you for tuning in. And if you happen to be in Sao Paulo this weekend, please come by and see our booth. There's some great posters and giveaways for my Nintendo check-ins. And there's 2 games that are unreleased that you can come and play here. Thanks.
Thank you for having me again.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Ciao.